So, after 10,945,789,245,623 eons, she has returned. Hee. Hello, people of the internet. Your girl's back after 10 trillion years, and in celebration of that, you guys should subscribe, turn on those notifications, because a lot more videos are coming for you. I have so many planned out. But for this one, I'm bringing back a classic, something that you guys have shown so much love for, which is the crochet beanie. And this time it's a star cluster one. So let's get started. So for the materials, you need some yarn. I used black, a J10 crochet hook or whatever else is best, and a pair of scissors. So of course, starting off, we're going to start making our chain. So wrap the yarn around your fingers and pull through to start the first chain, or the slip knot thing. And just a quick disclaimer, this pattern isn't mine. It's inspired by Yarn Inspirations Karen's 5-star beanie pattern, and I'll have that link down below. So starting off, we're going to chain. According to the pattern, it says 13, but I did 12 personally. And this part, what we're doing is the ribbing. So just that little narrow piece that goes around your forehead. So it just depends on how thick you want. If you want it really thick, go more than 13. But if you want it less, go less than 13. But personally, I just did 12. So once you have 12 chains, we're going to start working up. And what you're going to do is going to go into the chain you're in and pull some yarn, pull through. You'll have 2 loops and go through that loop, and that's a slip stitch. And just do the same thing, and you're going to do slip stitches all the way across. And the reason why we're doing slip stitches is because ribbing is something that should not be loose. It's very compact and tight, and slip stitch is the best stitch for it. Now, going on to the next row, you're going to chain 1 and continue making slip stitches. The pattern says to go through only the back loops, but I found that really hard, and it started doing some weird stuff, curling and all that, and no one likes that. So just go through the normal stitch. You don't have to go through any front loops or back loops, and it works just fine. So again, I finished that row, chained 1, and I started doing some more. And just keep going until your ribbing fits around your head. The pattern says 18 centimeters, but I think I did mine about 16.5, or is it inches? I don't know. Either way, just make sure that it goes around your head and it fits nicely. So like that. So now we're going to connect the 2 pieces or 2 ends of the ribbing, and how you're going to do that is you're just going to use a crochet hook, go through one of the ends, pull some yarn through, and you're just going to slip stitch across. It's pretty basic, it's not too complicated. So you go through one end like that, and then you go through the other end. Make sure to match the stitches, pull some yarn and pull it through both ends and slip it through the loop, and just go through the entire thing until it's like this. So as you can see, it's kind of like bumpy and then it's flat. So make sure that that bumpy thing is inside and the flat part's outside. So now we're going to actually start the body of the beanie. So for the first row, you're just going to make single crochet. So go into the stitch, pull some yarn, come out, you'll have 2 loops, pull some yarn and go through both loops. That's a single crochet, and just do that all the way around. Now I'm not going to specify any stitches because everyone's head size is different, so I'm just going to show the basic of how you do it. Basics. Anyways, so once you finish that row, make your last single crochet, connect it to the first one, and slip stitch that together. Now into the second row, we're going to be working on star clusters, which is very new, and it was my first time doing it too. So starting off, you're going to chain 3, and now you're going to kind of turn that chain around, and you're going to go through the back loop of the second chain. And then you're going to yarn over, pull out. You'll have 2 loops, but don't do anything, don't pull through. You're going to go through the third chain's back loop, and you're going to yarn over, and then you'll have 3 loops on your crochet hook. And then you're going to go through the stitch that you are already in, which is that right there, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 4 loops on your crochet hook. Then you're going to go through the second stitch that's next to the stitch you're in, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 5 loops. And lastly, you're going to go through the third stitch, yarn over, pull through, and you'll have 6 loops. And then you're going to yarn over and go through all 6 loops. And lastly, to close that little star cluster off, you're going to chain 1. And this is the main stitch that's going to be used throughout this entire beanie. Now to continue, you're going to go through that little loop that was created from making that chain. And then that's going to have like 2 loops on your crochet hook. And then you're going to go through that last 6th loop that you made, like so. And you're going to yarn over, pull through, and you're going to have 3 loops. Gonna go through the stitch that you are already in, which is that right there. I know I have black yarn and it's kind of hard to see, but bear with me here. I tried my best to show it to you guys. So you're gonna have 4 loops, and then you're gonna go through the second chain, you're gonna have 5. You're gonna go through the third stitch, you're gonna have 6 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. It's actually pretty simple once you start doing it. And then you're going to chain 1 to seal that off. And now I'm just going to show you one more time, because 3rd time's the charm. You're going to go through that loop that was created from the chain, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops. And then you're going to go through that 6th loop that you created from your last star cluster. You're going to yarn over. You'll have 3 loops. Gonna go through the stitch that you are already in, just that current stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 4 loops. Go through the second stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 5 loops. Third stitch, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 6 loops. Yarn over and go through all 6 loops, and then chain 1 to fasten that star cluster. And basically you're going to do star clusters all the way around. And once you have done that 2nd row, we'll be back with the 3rd row. So once you're done and you finished off your last star cluster, you're going to connect it to the 3rd chain that you made in your 1st star cluster of the row, slip stitch that. Now you're going to chain 1, and you're just going to single crochet all the way around for this 3rd row. So that's pretty simple. And this part of the body of this beanie is basically a pattern of a row single crochet and then star clusters, single crochet, star clusters. So for now, just do single crochets all the way around. And now we're going to make our last single crochet connected to the first one, slip stitch, and now we're going to go on to the 4th row. So you're going to do the normal, chain 3, and then you're going to go through the 2nd chains back loop, and then you're going to go through the 3rd chains back loop. Make sure to yarn over each time. You're going to have 3 loops. Go through the stitch that you're already in, yarn over, pull through. You're going to have 4 loops. Go through the 2nd stitch, yarn over, pull through, 5 loops. 3rd stitch, yarn over, pull through, 6 loops, and yarn over and go through all 6 loops and chain to fasten that star cluster. And you're just going to continue making star clusters all the way around, and you're going to continue making star cluster, single crochet, star cluster, single crochet, until your work measures about 6.7 inches or so, or even more if you want it more slouchy. So something like this is how it's going to look like. You're going to have that little ribbing at the bottom, and then you're going to have the beanie body. And this entire thing, as you can see, it's about 6.5 inches, which is just fine with me. You can continue doing more if you want it more slouchy maybe, but if you want, just stop right there. Now, after you finish your last row of the body of the beanie, we're going to start going to the 3rd part, which is the crown or the decrease. So you're going to chain 1 and single crochet for that new row. And what this is going to be is called SC tog, single crochet together in 5 single crochets. Okay, I'm going to do this wrong, but bear with me here. Your girls ain't perfect, but I'll show you how to do it right. For now, just watch me do this really wrong. So basically I'm doing a single crochet together, and how that works is like you take 2 stitches and you do 1 single crochet so that it starts decreasing, but I just did that in the same stitch, which is the problem. But I'm going to do it correct for the next time, like the next row, so don't worry. But basically how this works is that you're going to do 1 row of this SC tog and then 5 single crochets, and then you're going to do star clusters, and then I'll keep going on with you. So after you're done with that row where I completely did it wrong, you know, you're going to connect it to the first single crochet you made with a slip stitch, and you're going to chain 1. Actually, no, you're not going to chain 1. You're going to chain 3. We're going to do star clusters. So this decrease, how it works is going to do a decrease row and then star cluster, decrease row, star cluster row. And you're just going to do a normal star cluster. I'm sure you guys are used to it now. You did like so many rows for the body of the beanie. So just do that and do that all the way around. And then when you're done doing that star cluster row, you're going to connect it to the 3rd chain, and you're going to slip stitch that together. And now we're going to go into the 3rd row, and now I'm going to do it right. So you're going to chain 1 and just single crochet normally. And now we're going to do an SC tog. So you're going to go into the next stitch, and then you're going to the stitch after that and complete your single crochet. All right? And I'm going to show that one more time later, but instead of doing 5 single crochets, you're going to do 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, I think I did in the same stitch. I shouldn't have done that. Anyways, 4, and now we're going to do SC tog. So you're going to go into the next stitch, pull some yarn. You're going to have 2 loops. You're going to go into the next stitch, pull some yarn. You're going to have 3 loops, and you're going to go through all together. And that is going to start decreasing and kind of start making it a little tight at the top, which is just what we want. And then you're going to do 4 single crochets. And now once you're done with that, you're going to go into the 4th row of the decrease, and you're going to do star clusters again and do that all the way around. I really hope this is making sense, but again, if it's not, comment down below and I'll gladly answer all of your questions. So when you're done with that row of star clusters, we're going to go into the 5th row of SC tog, and this time 3 single crochets. So connect it. I'm going to chain 1, single crochet, and then we're going to do SC tog, and that's going to the next stitch. Go to the next stitch, put yarn over 3 loops, go through all 3, and then you're going to do 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and then SC tog, single crochet together. I like calling it SC tog, and I really hope you guys understand that. So it's kind of going through both stitches and doing only 1. So here's a little progress track. As you can see, it's kind of narrowing at the top, which is just what we want. And now row 6, you're going to do star clusters. And now row 7, you're going to do SC tog. So you're going to single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the beginning of the row. You're going to do SC tog. Go into the chain, next chain, go through all 3 loops. And then you're going to do 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet, and then 2nd single crochet, and then SC tog again. And you're going to keep doing that all the way around. And now onto row 8, the star clusters. You know the game, you know how it goes. So it's just a pattern each time. And then row 9, you're going to SC tog. So first starting off, you're going to chain 1 single crochet, and then you're going to SC tog. And then you're just going to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Oh wait, I haven't done SC tog yet. Oh. Yeah, okay. Now, the next row, you're not going to do star clusters. For this 10th row, you're just going to do SC tog all around. So just keep connecting those, and this is really going to tighten that up. And so no just single crochets, no single crochets, no single crochets. You're just going to do SC tog all the way around. You don't have to make this look neat or anything. because you're just closing up that top. And if it's still like quite open at the top, I would say go again and do another row of SE tuck after this one for like row 11 if you need to. So once I finished with that row of SE tuck, I just connected it and with a slip stitch, and then I cut some yarn off. Now you leave about like maybe 12 centimeters of yarn ish, and then you're going to chain one and pull that whole yarn thing through, and that's going to finish basically the entire part of the beanie. Now we're just going to go through and make some little adjustments. Now with a darning needle, you're going to go make the yarn that you left through, go through that with the darning needle. Okay, you know, use the darning needle. And basically you're going to have a little hole left at the top even after doing your decreases. And so you're just going to seal that row or that little circle, that hole, with the darning needle so that, you know, no cold air is going through your beanie. And I just went through the hat and then I knotted it together to fasten it off. And then I cut the excess yarn, and then the part I hate the most, you're going to take your crochet hook and hide those little yarns that are sticking out random places throughout your beanie, or you could just cut it off, up to you. Now right here at this point your beanie's technically all done, but you know, we gotta accessorize this thing. So I got this pom-pom from another beanie and I just took that off and I wanted to put it on this one. So I took the beanie and then I took my darning needle and some yarn again, and I just sewed it onto the top around the area where we sealed off that hole, and then cut the excess yarn, tie it, fasten it, and that's pretty much it, guys. Again, if I went too fast, if you didn't get it, ask some questions, pause throughout the video. Yeah, but there you go, your star cluster beanie is finished. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is just another one of the beanies that I made, and go check out the other Sachi beanie, which was like, I think like a video, like one of my first ever videos. But anyways, if you liked it, give it a thumbsy uppy, because thumbsy uppies are awesome. And follow me on all my social media so that you can see what I'm doing behind the scenes and show me your recreations using the hashtag mscraftnerd. And even though your girl's back after 10 trillion years, I have so many more videos coming for you guys, so stay tuned. And toodles!